Oh, hello, hello everyone. And I'm going to talk about, here, walking with Buddha and chapter 22 and section, I think, 3. This is related to the study, how it's important about study and Buddha's point of view, right? He says that to be chunam number shi, to be daily double shi, to be demi pongwar shi, to be yangi de batuk. And then the story says that, and here origin of the verses is as follow. There was God who asked the Buddha, what understand phenomena and what turns away from the unwholesome deeds? The God make questions to the Buddha. What abandons the meaningless and what attains nirvana? The Buddha then spoke these verses. He says that through learning, one understands phenomena. And in the general, we know we all went into school, right? You have to learn something. The knowledge is not come with at us. We are born almost without any knowledge. Even though Buddhism, we believe reincarnation, but most time we forget everything what we learned, our experience of the previous lives. We have to regaining and our knowledge. We have to learn everything from language to the cultures and the skills and everything, right? Particularly, we are learning here, understanding the phenomena related to the Dharma teachings, then the two types of phenomena we should learn. The relative truth and the absolute truth. The relative truth that we can talk about all phenomena, is to combine. It's the two topics, relative reality and absolute reality. But here, the reality, we should learn causes and the result. And then, in the life of self and others, the environment and everything what we usually see, hear, taste, and the life, normal life, and so forth. This is a relative reality. It exists relatively. If we do unwholesome activities that's described in the Dharma teachings, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, cheating, and the malice, anger, hatred, jealous, and that kind of related to the activities makes our life is getting worse and worse. Those actions caused of the suffering. Saving lives, the practice generosity, helping others as much as we can anyway, and the cultivating loving kindness, compassion, and the learning wisdom teachings, practice as much as possible when our lives, then those is caused of good fortune. And that is a relative reality. Then absolute. And here, this others here says that through learning, one reverses unwholesome deeds. And through the learning, one abandons the meaningless. And the meaningless is meaningful activities. Usually we don't know, but we have to study the Dharma teachings, right? One who has wisdom and hearing for us over 25 centuries, and millions of people learned its benefit, something that we call it as Dharma. And then through the learnings, one attains nirvana. Nirvana is ultimate reality. As one of purpose of the ultimate purpose of the Buddha Dharma is that attained nirvana. Understanding one's innate nature reality. That's Buddha, he saw that every sentient being has the potential to become enlightened being, enlightened. And that is not external something or someone give to us as a reward. And it's our innate natural reality. We should understand this reality, right? And through this, some people has very simply understand this reality because accumulated of the merit of the past and intention and exertion and a lot of things cause the conditions involved. The teachers, as one's intention, aspirations, they all meet together some point, very quickly understand. And it's changed their life, better way. Because it's eliminated the confusions that has caused of a lot of negative, thoughts and emotions, right? And then another quote that here, chapter, I think, 20th, verse 6th verse, says that through the being without anger, one subdued anger. And just take it, we do have many emotions, right? Anger is one of it. And it's from Dharma point of view, it's not innate nature of one's own mind. It's not innately, abide in our mind stream. It's just temporary. All negative emotions, the activities, it's temporary. It's rise and cease. But if, as ordinary people, if we don't understand the innate natural reality, then it makes troubles. It's makes confused. It's beating us. Like anger is one of it. And how we can subdue the anger, right? Then that's Buddha's advice. Those verses, if you read it, I think it's has a lot meaningful, insight. It's helpful. Over 2,500, 600 years, someone give this wisdom words, wisdom teachings. Still, it's a benefit. Benefit if you read it and think about it, it's beneficial. It's a very, very helpful. Human beings is just same as, early years, over thousands of years ago. Still, anger makes problems. And how we can dealing with anger. Then, here says that and someone inappropriate behavior toward us. In the general, people say, oh, we have to, very wrathfully act defense, hate it, and, beat it, or whatever. Anger is a kind of the positive way of looking. It gives some sort of support, right? Energy. But yeah, we are adding more angers, hate it. It makes stronger disturbing emotions. The emotions, it seems appears as it makes stronger, but it's really hurting itself. Immediately, it's affect in our mind stream, and using poison. If you take poison, then intoxicated body, right? The similar, those when angers rise, then it's intoxicated our mind, paralyzed. It's a cut of the wisdom. There's no patience, there's no wise, there's no peace, and all is just anger is destroyed. And if particularly if we act with anger, then make big mistakes. Says that don't act with this strong when you arise angers or hatred or whatever. At that time, you shouldn't decide whatever is you doing something. If you do this, make big mistakes. So, through the being without anger, one subdued anger. I think of loving kindness is subdued anger, love, patience is antidote. Passion is antidote of the anger, right? Yeah, something like that. Through the excellent, one subdued what is not excellent, excellent conduct. And through the generosity, one subdued avarice, greedy. Yeah. And generosity, there are many ways we can be generosity practitioner, right? Like Dharma teaching is part of generosity, the best. Like if you look at uh, as Buddhist, the Buddha Shakyamuni is a great example of the practitioner of generosity, right? Paramita of generosity. And the best gift is his teachings. It's not material things. He's sharing his wisdom, right? And they're not only teachings, and of course, generosity and anything. And good heart, good mental attitude. It's a, yeah, anything. Loving kindness, compassion, it's fine. Wisdom, you can give it generosity. And a small thing, whatever. And this is um, uh, a long term, and it's the subdued poverty, right? And it's subdued the greedy, the needed something. And yeah, greedy, the empty mind, desire. Desire is one of the big troublemaker. In general, we don't see that way. But from Dharma point of view, everybody has a desire. That's why we are here, desire Rams. We are the desire Ram beings, living with the desire, right? But if we add too much, what we already have it, then it will brings unhappy. If you build very strong desire, greedy, then some point your mind is hunger and needed everything, not letting go. If something is um, will occur sometimes, up and down, the material thing, but it will hurt a lot. And also the greedy desire attachment mind, if we build a strong that kind of patterns, doesn't matter how much we have material possess, still need it, want it, could be good word. Even one person has a possess of the world, but still just try to get it more, something. And that person, in the Dharma point of view, is not rich, it's poor, mentality poor person. And then the result in the future is become, poverty. The rebirth in the poverty situation occur. That person says that. It's generosity is a good thing. And any generosity practice is a long term, it's a good thing. And also, I think these days, if you look at many people are saying that if they practice generosity, it brings joy and happy. It kind of meaningful something. Of course, it's meaningful for others, it's meaningful for self, and in present moment, and also continuously, it's beneficial. Okay. The truth, when subdued, what is not true, could be truth has many meanings. We could take the truth of the self from Dharma point of view. And the untruth is permanent, single, truly exist. The self is untruth, right? It's not reality. But we hold on that kind of perception, mentality, it's misperceptions. If someone understand the truth of the self, then selflessness, that wisdom understand the selflessness and truth once subdued, what is not true. And yeah, something like that. Then here one story, a story of the Buddha, um, some Brahmin child use harsh words, very bad language towards the Buddha. Buddha replied, says that you should give something for your relatives. That's just below their stories. As your birth gift. He said he would. Then Buddha is just giving that as example. He says that if those relatives or some friends or whatever, here use relatives, if they don't accept who belongs to this, gift, he said, this, of course, it's mine, right? Then Buddha says that whatever you use for the Tathagatas, the harsh words, Tathagata doesn't accept that. It's yours. So, yeah, that's just if we don't clinging bad behaviors, someone other toward to us, or use different words, those is just the ideas of if we don't accept it, we don't clinging too much. Of course, it's general as human being, ordinary human being, we sometimes hurt a little bit, but if we are not too much clinging and truly believing something, right? It will subdue, not much hurt those words. And this negative emotions, just anger is one of it. And if we subdue it through the wisdom, the prajna, the understanding our innate natural reality, then it will helps. Anger is not hurting us. Attachment is not hurting us, right? Yeah, those I think glimpse of the idea of how we can apply those words of the Buddha's teachings. Of course, individually, we can do different ways to approach or practice in according to our daily lives. It's not just one way because different people has different situations. Even Buddha's words has many levels of the meanings, right? Or understanding every individually. And so something like that. I think I can stop here. If you have any questions, then we can talk about